The video is recording. AQR today, so we have AQR, and our lesson today is 5.3. It's only just one. I know it's 0.1, but permutations. How does that look? That looks good over there. So we should have our notes. We should have these because you want to refer back to them. So permutation is a special case of the counting principle we talked about the counting principle where there are n unique, also this isn't saying that, no repeats, and unique items to choose from and we select or choose, as we sometimes, and we select / use R where order matters. Now, the hardest part you're going to have about this is that last little piece, where order matters. Order matters. This is a big thing about today. It's order matters. When you have your locker, you call that a what? A locker what? Combination. Correct. But it's the incorrect word. It should be called the locker permutation. Because order matters, right? If your locker number was, let's say something, 1, 2, 3. Let's say you had the locker combination of 1, 2, 3. Could you enter, if you put on your locker and you went 3, 2, 1, would that open up your locker? If you went 3, then 2, then 1, if your locker combination was 1, 2, 3, and you inputted 3, 2, 1, would that open up your locker? No, because order matters. The order at which these numbers 1, 2, 3 and 3, 2, 1 are not the same. Order matters. This is called a permutation. For example, when does order not matter? Again, that's what we're going to talk about on Wednesday's lesson, or Thursday's lesson on combinations. Okay, that's when order doesn't matter. What I mean by there is, like, let's say we're selecting 3 students. It doesn't matter what order you're selected. If you get selected, you're happy. Like, let's say I'm going to give a candy to 3 students. Do you care if you're the first person or third person selected? You're still going to get the same amount of candy. You're going to get the same candy. Order doesn't matter. So you're just getting 3 people selected. That's where order doesn't matter, because these 2, 3 people, doesn't matter which order they are, we would consider that the same group. But order matters. So let's look at an example of a problem. 3. How many possible orders? Now, by me saying orders, I'm telling you that it matters, are possible. Okay?
So, can I just say something?
Yes.
For those of you all who are not paying attention because you're on your computers and you're working on something else, this is the part where you need to be paying attention, because this is the instructional part. Because if you're not paying attention, you're not going to know what's happening.
And we will be having an exam on this. All right? So you want to make sure that you are able to do and what we're going to do. Now, the good news about this type of problem is that you can still use the counting principle. This problem, each of these items is unique, okay? And so if we were using the counting principle, how many are we selecting? How many are we using? How many are we choosing? How many selections will occur? How many? 3. So remember how to do that in the counting principle I showed you? We'll do 3 lines like this, right? Because we're going to select 3, like a 3 combination code. How many options do we have on the first one? We have 5 times 4 times 3. And this would give me an answer of 60. So there are 60 different orders of having 5 items and selecting 3. Now, in this problem, what is n? How many options did we have? We had 5. And how many were we choosing? We were choosing 3. Okay? So, notice, I want you to see right here, this is the same thing as 5 factorial over what? Over, no, not over 3. 3 minus 1, which is 5 factorial over 2 factorial. 3 minus 1, right? Which gives me the 60. Now, notice I subtracted 1 from the denominator. Okay? So there's a formula here. And the formula says, it's called a permutation formula. And again, if you don't have to memorize this formula. You don't have to memorize this formula, but I want to show it to you. The permutation formula says that it is n factorial over n on the bottom, it shouldn't, that shouldn't be 3 minus 1. That should be 5 minus 3, right? 5 minus 3 is 2. N minus r factorial. This formula will always work, but here's the reality, right? Counting principle is so much easier on this one, right? Do you agree with counting principle? But sometimes you're going to say, wait a minute, they're unique. And again, if you choose to use the counting principle for this problem, okay, but I might ask you to use the formula or use the function. All right? So for example, try another, what is that? Okay, yes.
So guys, some of you all who are very gives you the 2.
And that's what you saw in your do now, right? And that's what they were. That's what they were doing in their do now. So that's why we had that in your do now to practice it.
Some still couldn't figure out what the number was on the bottom. They were using the actual numbers that they saw, not realizing that you don't use the same number that's after it. It's the number. So if that last number was, if this was 6, 7, if this was 6, 5, 4, then the next number is 3. Okay, so that would be what you use on the bottom. Does that help a few of you all? You all are struggling with the do.
That's why I said that do now is very important to do. Let's do another example. You have 6 items, which means they're all unique, and you're gonna choose 2. How many orders? Okay, so basically I could use this formula. Now there's 2 ways to do it. I could use the formula that I just learned. So my answer would be 6 factorial over what? 4 factorial, because it's 6 minus 2 factorial. So it would be 6 factorial over 4 factorial would give me the answer. Or I could type that in, or I could use the counting principle, which I would say, oh, I'm choosing 2 of them. The first one is 6 times the second one is 5, and I stop. Either way, these two things are equivalent, and both of me give me an answer of?
How would you like?
I heard someone say it. 30. 6 times 5. We get 30. Now, if you're probably saying, that's a weird formula, I'm not going to remember that formula. Why would I want to use that formula when I could just do 6 times 5? And the answer is that your calculator, Desmos, has a function that has the formula stored inside of it. There's something, your calculators, and all calculators have it, the calculators, and we're mostly focused here on Desmos, has what is called a permutation operation or function. Okay? There is a permutation function built into Desmos. And the formula is n permutation r, where you place n, comma, r. And it will spit out the answer, because basically what it is that it's saying, oh, you want to use the formula n factorial over n minus r factorial, but all you have to do is type in this. And it'll give you the answer. Yes? Yeah, so let's do that previous example. So using this example of, so following the example of 6 items, choose 2 orders, okay? Using this piece right here, we said, what is n? What is n? 6. How many different things are we using? And how many are we selecting? 2. So in Desmos, I'm just going to type in n, PR, and then what is n? 6, comma, 2. And I'm going to type that into Desmos. Where do I find this function? Does anybody know where I find the function? I told you that permutation is a what? What is the permutation? It's a function.
What tab would you find it
Under where in the Desmos calculator? It's going to be under function. It's a function. It should still be there. It's a function. So you're going to go to, it's a function. So let me go. So you see FU func right here? Is that how yours looks, Juju? So you just, it's where the factorial was. Remember when Ms. Patterson said, where do you find the factorial? It's the same place you find the permutation. Hey, don't you see this new one right here? What do you think that one's for? That's going to be our future lesson, combination, where order doesn't matter. So all you got to do is you select NPR like that, and it pops up. If you actually, something to note, if you type in N capital PR parentheses, it knows it, but just type it right here. And we're going to do 6, comma, 2. And just like we already knew the answer was, the answer is 30. NPR, 6 permutation 2. 6 permutation 2. Let's do one final example, and then we are done. And I want using permutation notation. So we have, there are 7 students. We are selecting 3. How many possible orders? Because order matters. This tells me it's a permutation. And so my answer would be NPR, or what is N? N is, and 7, and R is 3, so it's 7, 3. Huh? Oh, yeah, so I thought you were saying like it was like, isn't it obvious that the answer? So you should have the answer, please. If you type this in and we go back into the calculator, and I do function NPR 7, 3. There's my answer, 210. Now, of course, just to put a note, you could have done 7 times 6 times 5, like that, and you would have gotten your answer as well using the accounting principle. Because I'm just so what I taught you before doesn't go away; it's still true. But in combinatorics, this idea behind the permutation is very important. When we get to Wednesday's lesson, you do not want to use this counting principle because it's going to be so confusing if you're using this once we get to Wednesdays. So it's very critical that you learn how to use this permutation notation like this for you, okay? And that's our lesson.